Well, hello there, Melissa Webb here, and I'm so glad you're joining me. Today I want to do a little book review for you. I know as moms we are always looking for recommendations for some great books to keep our kids reading over the summer. So I want to do just that, but before we get started, have you subscribed to my channel? I want to make sure that you do and we stay connected and I can continue to share some wonderful things with you. So we're going to talk about two books today. The first one is called Fish in a Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. This is an excellent book. In fact, if you've read this book, feel free to comment below and tell us what you thought of the book or what your child thought of the book. I know some classrooms are starting to use this as a core novel, which I think is an excellent idea. It's been out for several years now. It continues to get great accolades. People love this book, and I'll tell you why they love it in just a minute. However, I want to introduce another great book, and that would be Orange for the Sunsets by Tina Athai. This is another excellent book. This is a newer book, just came out in April, and it's a great book. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Now, I want to talk about how your child reads. I'd just be curious. One, does your child just like to be left alone with a good book and just read independently for pleasure? That's wonderful, and that's fantastic. If that's the kind of reader that you have, let us know in the comments. However, some of our children need a little more motivation than that. So what about a family read? Do you do family readings? I think family readings can be really special. I know we have enjoyed some excellent books as a family. Or have you ever joined a summer book club? Because I offer one every summer. When you're watching this, I'm not sure if I still have availability this year, but you can head over to my website, rightonweb.com, and see if I do join that, because that's a shared read where I give some instruction and how to annotate and keep kids accountable. We meet every week online. Anyway, you can learn more about that on my website. For now, I want to get into what I promised you, and that's a little book review on both of these books. So let's start talking. Let's start with Fish in a Tree. This is a wonderful young adult novel, perfect for grades 3 and up. There are so many things that I love about this book. Great title, right? You've got to be like, Fish in a Tree. Yes, it actually is a reference to a quote by Albert Einstein, where we really cannot determine how well somebody does something if we're not putting them in a situation where they can be successful, right? If we are determining how great a fish is by how well it can climb a tree, it's going to disappoint, but that doesn't mean that it's a disappointing creature. And so this theme follows throughout the book. This is such a wonderful story. There are so many things that I love about this book, but let me give you just a basic summary. There's a young girl, 5th grade, going into 6th grade, and she's dyslexic, but she's been able to fool people for a very long time. They move around, they're a military family, and she decides she'd rather be the troublemaker in her school and visit the principal's office on a regular basis rather than to be known as, a girl who is not smart. She doesn't want to be labeled as being dumb. However, she comes across that one amazing teacher. Who is your amazing teacher, right? Does somebody pop into your mind as soon as I say that? I think we all have that one teacher that really stands out. Well, she finds that teacher, and he truly cares about her. And along the way, yes, he is helping her to overcome her dyslexia and her dysgraphia. But along the way, we're also meeting her friends and her classmates and realizing everybody struggles with something. But just as well, everybody has a gift. Oh, I love this book. It's such a great and wonderful story. I do not think you'll be disappointed. So there's the first one. Give that one a shot. Okay, now I also have to share Orange for the Sunsets by Tina Athai. This book is wonderful. It's new. It just came out, I believe, in April. And it is a perfect read. I would recommend 6th grade and up, only because It has serious content. It's perfect for middle school. In fact, I hope to see teachers incorporate this into classroom novel units. It's so good. I learned so much. So this story actually takes place in Africa, in Entebbe, in the 1970s. This is a historical fiction, but boy, there's a lot of truth woven between the pages and these characters. So back in the 1970s, the president, Idi Amin, had decided that all of the Asian Indian people had 90 days to leave the country. This is true. Now, in our story here, there are two main characters, an African 12-year-old boy and his best friend, an Asian Indian 12-year-old girl. They were born in Entebbe. They have grown up together. Their families are friends. They're friends. And this story, it's just beautifully written about the struggles when somebody comes along and says, you two cannot be friends. It's excellent. This is a book that, like I said, it's realistic in that these things really happened. It's not filled with, any type of fairy tale fluff. No, this is the real deal. And even though this would be a great independent read for students, this is an amazing book to have a class discussion or a small group discussion about the inhumanity within humanity. I love it. It's a great, great, great book. Pick it up. You definitely want to give it a read. Books can be reviewed by real people and then looked at by moms like you. And if you are not already using sites like commonsensemedia.org, or even going on to Goodreads.com, you can get reviews there. In fact, I wrote a review on this book. So whenever you do see a book that you really like, be sure to go on and do reviews by real parents giving feedback that you wish people would share. Really, really beneficial. I just want to throw that in there as well. Great book. You want to pick this one up for sure. Which book do you love? Which one are you thinking that you're going to have your child read this summer? I would love to know. Again, by all means, let us know in the comments below. As well, would you do me a favor? If you have a book that your child has just loved, like every one of your kids has read this amazing book, you have to share it with us. This would be the place to do it. We've got moms here that are looking for those kinds of recommendations. So please, by all means, leave comments for us here. But before you click out, did you subscribe? Want to make sure you subscribe. And gosh, until I meet you again, I just want to tell you, right on.